Hello guys, thank you for joining me. I'm Wylad FM. Let's get started. For the second part of the season, starting in November. This will also include our January transfers, but first we will start with our fixtures. And here you can see we have had an unbeaten run over the last 3 months. So we've done quite well, to be honest with you. It all started with a game at Watford, where we walked out 2-0 winners. Callum Hudson-Odoi and Lewis Baker getting the goals for us on today's. And as you can see, dominated the shooting, dominated the possession. We're looking really good. Good ratings all round for the players. Lewis Baker with a 9 himself there. Other matches that have been important, we had a 2-0 win against Valencia with 2 from Giroud. Brighton 2-0 win, Giroud and Mount on target that time. Then played Burnley in the league away, Zuma and William with a penalty to get a 2-0 win. Our first draw of this group of fixtures come against Lille in the Champions League away. We were winning this one until the 85th minute when they pulled their equaliser and we just couldn't get over the line. Just have a quick look at this game. Yeah, so we were dominant throughout the game, as we have been in most of our games. We just couldn't get over the line. Bit disappointing in the end, to be honest with you. But it happens and I'm happy to just go with it. Our first points dropped in the league come against Liverpool in a 3-3 thriller. And if we have a look at this, it was a game that really could have been anyone's. We took the lead, Adam Lallana pulled one back. It took all the way to the 79th minute, Firmino give Liverpool the lead. We managed to pull one back. So we went in 2-2 into 82 minutes and just thinking that's probably going to be it. But Salah popped up on the 89th minute, and with looking at the way the stats have gone, I just thought that's it. They've got the game against us. But no, Cesar Azpilicueta, our captain, steps up, gets us the goal that pulls us level, gives us a 3-3 draw, and maintains our unbeaten start to the season. We then faced West Ham in the league, Tammy Abraham and N'Golo Kante with the 2 goals for us there. Up next was Leicester away at the King Power. Tammy Abraham got the goal that secured us the win. We then went, no, they come to us. Benfica come to us, and to be honest, a disappointing 0-0. I say disappointing because I don't like the fact that there were no goals in the game. We had enough chances to get a goal. No one was stepping up to the plate. Maybe down to the tactics, because if you have a look through, they're not brilliant as far as goal scores goes. But next game, we made up for it. 3-0 win over Crystal Palace. It was a day to forget for Mount, though, an injury. I'm not sure how severe that injury actually was in the end. Let's just have a quick look and see. Went off on the 36th minute. Wonder if a potential lower leg injury could keep him out for a little while. We'll see how he went on in the following fixtures. West Ham up next, and that was the Carabao Cup. We had a completely changed team for this. Nice to say we went through. It was 1-0, but we got through, and that's all that matters in the end. We then faced Everton in the league away from home at Goodison Park, and we got 3-0 win here. N'Golo Kante with 2 goals. He's been out of the team because Mount has been in, but he made use of his time in the side there. Up next was Arsenal, 0-0. Again, unhappy with the fact that we didn't score any goals. Happy with the fact that we didn't lose the game. So positives and negatives come out of that game. We then went up against Wolves, a team that I felt we should have been beaten at the time. That Wolves were about 8th in the league. We were running top and running away with the league. and yeah, it just wasn't a good day at the office for us. Away from home, 1-1 draw. So we went into January, and if you look how many fixtures there are in January, this was all about managing the team and managing who we were going to play and keeping everyone fit. First game of January came on the 1st, and it was up against Tottenham. And we got a 1-0 win against Tottenham there. We then went up against Birmingham in the FA Cup third round, and we picked up a 4-1 win there. That was an interesting game. Carabao Cup first leg against Manchester United, 3-1 winners. We ran out with a iffy team, to say the least. Bit of everyone in there. Newcastle up next, 2-1 winners. We then faced Manchester United in the league. Man United are the team that's been on our tails for the season, so for us to put another 3 points between us and ourselves gave us a little bit of a boost, and looks like we've probably gone to win the league now. A bit early to say that probably, but that's how I feel. Sheffield United up next, 1-0 win there. Then another 1-0, this time against Arsenal, returning the favour for the 0-0 in the first half of the season. So, happy to get the win there. We then played Brighton, where we got a 2-0 win over them in the FA Cup with again, very different side to what we would normally play. Players like Ballo coming through, as you can see. It looks like he's going to be an interesting player. I think he was played more in the attacking midfielder role, so he looks like a fairly decent prospect. Hopefully we can do something with him. And our final game was a 0-0 draw against Manchester United in the Carabao Cup, which left us 3-1 winners on the away goals rules. So let's just have a quick look at the competitions and see how that leaves us. So if we run through them quickly, we've got the Premier League. We are top, 24 games played, 66 points from 24. Man United, like I say, we're putting a gap between ourselves and them. They've got a game in hand on us, but they're 13 points behind. Abraham's our top scorer in there. Kovacic is the best performer at 7.45. And Williams got the most assists at 6. Champions League, first knockout round, will be going up against Red Bull Salzburg. I would say that's a game we should be winning, so we should make it to the next round of the Champions League. We've got quarterfinals as a minimum requirement, so I think we'll be doing that without a problem. Finished runners-up in the European Super Cup at the start of the season. We lost that to Liverpool. Got the FA Cup 5th round's been drawn, and we're up against Charlton. And the final of the Carabao Cup gives us a rivalry game with Fulham, so that'll be an interesting one. Again, we should be beating Fulham. It should be our first cup of the season wrapped up, but don't take anything for granted in FM, as we know. If we just have a quick look at the league, and just to show just how well we are doing in this league. Just 8 goals conceded, 46 scored, 21 wins and 3 draws. Not quite as well as how Liverpool going this season, but we are well up there and putting a distance between ourselves and second now. So, like I said a little bit earlier, I think that game where we beat Manchester United might be the game that swings it in our favour. Just have a look at some of the overall stats in the league. Average possession, we're top on that, 57%. Least conceded, top on that. We've only conceded 2 goals from corners, which is good for us. It's always a weakness of mine, is conceding goals from corners. We've got the most clean sheets in the league. Most goals, we've actually managed to score 7 corner goals. Look at Liverpool though, 11 corner goals. That's something we might need to look into. Player stats. Let's have a look at some player stats. So this is disappointing. We've got no one in the top goal scorers for the league. Willian just makes it into the top assists. Distance covered, no one. Key tackles, no one. Kepa's just the best goalkeeper in the league. No one for tackling. No one for dribbling. No one for key passes. And Abraham's up there for best at hitting the target. So it's interesting that we've got no real outstanding players, but as a team we're doing everything we need to do. So let's just check out the awards in the league while you've been away. So league awards. We're not worried about team of the week, but we'll have a look at the young player of the month. So last time you were with us was October, where Hudson Odoi won. So November, Hudson Odoi won. Mason Mount picked up second place. In December, we didn't have any of our players up there in December. And in January, again, no one of ours up there in the young player of the month category. Let's get back over here. Let's have a look at the player of the month awards starting from November. So no one up there for us there. December, again, no one. And January, no one. So really going with the fact that we're not having any standout players, we're just getting the job done. Manager of the month awards. So November was Solskjaer, December was Mourinho, and in January was myself. So I've picked up 3 of the 6 manager of the month awards so far. So let's have a quick look at the transfers that we've had. So if we just pop down to the transfer screen and history, and we'll go by the dates that we had these transfers go through. So our transfers that we have had out, first of all, Willy Caballero has gone to AL Ahoy for 825,000. He wasn't getting in the team. He had no chance of getting in the team. So why not let him go? Let him go and enjoy himself. Ziga is a goalkeeper for us, coming through our youth system. I'm not sure if he's come through our youth or we brought him in. Yeah, through our youth. Get him out on loan, give him a chance to shine at Mansfield, hopefully come back as a backup keeper for us. Lewis Baker, we spoke about Baker. He was doing well for us. He earned his move, to be honest with you. I think this season up to now, if we just have a look at his form, no, I can't go that way. How is he doing for us? Here we go. So this season, he put in 8 league performances, 2 goals and an assist, 7.16 average rating. So he had been doing well for us, but I just had players that were better in that position. And when West Brom come in with 9 million for him, I think it was just worth it. Billy Gilmore, he's gone to Cardiff on loan. He's looking like a good prospect. Might be worth bringing back in the summer and possibly trying to fit him into our team come the summer. So the transfers in. Up first, Jude Bellingham from Birmingham. After playing Birmingham in the Carabao Cup early on in January, I kept looking at this guy and I just kept thinking there's going to be a position coming for him in our team. And I think that was part of the reason Baker went, is because I brought him in. So Jude Bellingham in for 24 million. Also, another attacking midfielder I brought in was Ryan Gravenberch. 25 million he come in from Ajax. Again, he's had not much of an established career, to be honest with you. He was playing for Ajax's second tier team, doing doing quite well. He's got a number of goals, 6 goals in 12 games, 3 assists, a 7.41 average rating. I just see him as one for the future, and I wanted to get him in while I could. Now, the next one is an interesting one. With us getting rid of Caballero, we needed to get a goalkeeper in. And this guy, Furanese, he's got such good stats. And it was actually my director of football nominated him to us. And we got him for 2 million. And look at his value already. He's been with us, what? Let me just have a look at that. We signed him on the 31st of the 1st. It's the 1st of the 2nd. And he's now worth 20 million. That is nuts. I could sell him today and make £20 million profit. I won't be selling him. I think he's going to be a great goalkeeper to run Kepa to the line to keep us competitive in our goalkeepers. Now, the next signing was Ruben Diaz from Benfica. I'm sure a lot of UFM guys know who this guy is. The centre-back is a mainstay in quite a few teams. He's got high stats. Now, he isn't a player I went out and signed. My director of football put him in charge of signing players, and he ended up signing this guy. And at the time, I was thinking, why sign him? I've got Rudiger in this team. I've got Tamori, I've got Christensen, Zuma, all playing at centre-back, and all centre-backs are getting near enough any team in the league. But he signed him, and I've had to find a way of putting him into the team, which has upset some of the other players in the team. So this is going to be interesting to see how I make it work for us. And finally, another young player, another young prospect from Monaco is Millet. 1.1 million, rising to 5.5. And as you can see, his potential ability is well up there. He's got good stats for a 17-year-old. Likenesses, he'll be in my youth setup and potentially moving on to loan. Yeah, probably do some loans with him over the next couple of seasons. 2022-23 probably be the season I look to break him through onto our team. And if we just have a look at the home screen now and see how we're doing, as we can see, we've gone over all this. We're in the first round of the Champions League. We've lost to Liverpool in Super Cup. Minimum we could finish is 15th in the Premier League. I think that's a bit ridiculous at the minute. We're nowhere we're finishing that though. Charlton in the league, in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup seasons got up against Fulham. The player stats: Abraham's got 9 goals in total this season. Kovacic been best performance, 7.44. Willian has got the most assists with 7, 93% pass completion from Kepa. Man of the Match awards have been for Kovacic 4. The Naughty Boys, Emerson with 10 yellows and Rudiger with 1 red, but overall not been too bad at all. Training performances, 8.6 average rating. Anything above 7 is declared as good in FM, and to be running at 8.6 across the board, I think they're doing really well. So if we just have a look finally at my manager performance review and see how they are rating me. I just need to... where is it on this? I can never remember. Club Vision performance. So we're running at an A+. To summarise the board, I feel you're doing an unbelievable job. Clearly putting a smile on every face of every single supporter. Long may it last. They're delighted about the league. They're delighted about the atmosphere in the dressing room, and delighted about the financial aspects of signing the goalkeeper for 2 million and already being worth 20. Disappointed with the draws against Wolves and Arsenal. Not a surprise, but it's to be expected. And the club vision itself got A plus, matches are C plus. What are they disappointed in? It's got E's. Look at them E's. Got an A for the Tottenham game. Oh well, it is what it is. They've got to take the rough with the smooth. Can't see him getting in. A manager is going to be doing quite what I'm doing at the minute. So it is what it is. And let's just finally have a look at the club vision. Nothing's looking negative at the minute. I think 61 million still in the bank for transfers, and our job security is untouchable. Let's just have a quick look at Tammy Abraham and go over his form with you. In fact, let's go over his stats. So yeah, looking quite good there. Well, thank you very much for joining us. It's been interesting today. Hopefully we can go on and get some cup competitions under our belts.